This episode of Flagrant Foul with Rich and Nate is brought to you by Buckmaster Painting Company. Based in Napoleon and proudly serving the surrounding area, Buckmaster Painting Company is your first stop for all your interior painting needs. Whether you're refreshing a single room, updating your entire home, or giving your business a clean new look, Buckmaster Painting delivers professional craftsmanship, attention to detail, and results that last. From walls and ceilings to trim and finishing touches, Buckmaster Painting Company takes pride in making every project look its absolute best. If you want quality work, dependable service, and a paint job that transforms your space, call 419-329-8935 today. Buckmaster Painting Company, bringing color, quality, and craftsmanship to homes and businesses across Northwest Ohio.
Coming up on Flagrant Foul with Rich and Nate, the Colorado Avalanche are moving on and now staring down the Vegas Golden Knights. We break down the Cleveland Browns schedule and the most underrated swag in sports, debate exactly how many baseball hats a grown man should own, celebrate the elite bromance between a Taco Bell crunchy taco and a McDonald's cheeseburger, and close with some old man wisdom. Your life can be whatever you want it to be. Let's go.
Run this off. Yeah. Hey, Cleveland roots with a reckless style. Take so bold, they're flagrant foul. House on the ice, Notre Dame pride. Wrestle and talk about culture, ride from Rich to Nate. It's full court wild, sit back, press play, it's flagrant foul. Yeah, it's flagrant foul.
What's going on, peeps? It's episode 41 of Flagrant Foul with Rich and Nate. We're coming at you here on recording on a Sunday, I guess, but got a few things to talk about. We're pretty NHL heavy. We'll be throwing a tangent or two in there, but and a NFL schedule release, so we got to get into that. But let's start it with the NHL. The Avs. What a week! I don't even know what to say, man. Last week we take a 2-0 lead. In two tough games. We lose game 3. We come back game 4. I thought it was our most dominant performance of the entire playoffs. And then game 5, I wanted to just jump out of a window for the first 20 minutes of the game because I don't know what was going on. So, we had Mackenzie Blackwood came in relief, or I guess he did relief in game 3, starts game 4, looks decent. Game 5 gets shelled early. I'm not going to put it all on him. I've mentioned this before. He's a big athletic body. I think Wedgewood's a big save goaltender. However, they didn't do crap in front of him. And then he wasn't coming up with anything, but Bedsy sends a message. They come out for period 2. We get a goal. I'm still angry for another probably 35-ish minutes of that game, even though, Wedgewood shuts him down. And then we get a goal from, who was the first goal? Was that Parker
Ross
Kelly?
Colton.
Ross the boss. That's right. But we get McKinnon with just one of the most disgusting, nastiest snipes I've ever seen. Pretty much indefensible. The window that he put that puck in was absolutely ridiculous. Still not buying it at this point. I'm just angry. I'm we're going to overtime so I can stay up later and they lose. And lo and behold, Marty, who I've been somewhat critical of, his head's in the game. He sees there's only 4 men on the ice. He jumps on as the puck's going into the zone, takes it around the net, passes it over to Kulik. Dude buries it in the net. We're going on to the Western Conference Finals. Unreal. Unbelievable. One of the craziest games I've ever seen. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, it was absolutely electric. To the first 3 in the first period, I pretty much chopped it up to we're going back to Minnesota for game 6. But also, if anybody's going to get it done, especially in the NHL right now, but also in our rooting lineup, the Avalanche are going to be the ones to figure it out. So I'm still holding out hope. I kind of had a feeling, they don't have that much firepower for nothing. So I kind of felt, especially after game 4, where it was a pretty close game until the end, they put 2 pucks in the net right towards the end of the game. Kind of had a feeling that's when they kind of come alive. I don't know why it takes them 57 minutes to show up, but it worked for them. So yeah, it was awesome.
So deep, so stacked, the depth scoring, I would say I was good to see them play physical in those 2 series. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think Vegas will try to play physical, but I would be hard pressed to think anybody else we're going to see is going to be any more physical than what we just saw in the first 2 rounds, to be honest with you. And we obviously have the bodies across the lineup. I mean, Parker Kelly is not afraid to scrap it up. Landy's not afraid to scrap, Brock, LOC, Nichushkin, Burns, like Manson, like this is a big physical team. Some shout outs towards the end of the year. This is feeling so much like a 22 cup run. It's just like the depth. I would say the goaltending is more solid, although I think we were feeling pretty good about what we had in 22. We had 2 goalies that could come in and spell each other, but like that late season pieces we picked up, Kulik, and then Nick Waugh, dude's been a dog. Like those are huge moves. Kadri came alive a little bit. I think he's definitely improve the power play. I still don't love our power play at the moment. I think we waste too much time on zone entry, but whatever. But the team looks great. But it's funny. I'm trying to think of what's the word. Is dichotomy of being, I don't know if that's the right word, or I'm butchering the English language, or what's the other word I'm looking at? The being, so like you and I, not just Browns, but just like Cleveland fans, hardcore Browns fans, right? So that's just like part of your personality that's ingrained, you can't get over. And then we have our Colorado Avalanche that essentially have been nothing but always in it, always good, always competing, always making the playoffs, winning a cup, in the running for a cup. And it's so hard for us to not go Debbie Downer so quickly. It's just like, it's like we sweep the first series. We're up 2-1. We're like, series is over. Myself particularly. It just gets like, we've just been so bitten. The drive, the fumble. Like, how many things have happened to us that it's just like the first sign of adversity? We're just like, game over, man. We lost.
Yeah. The Browns never pull anything off. Like, even when you think like, okay, maybe they're going to do something, like it never goes their way. I think accidentally a handful of times in my life things have bounced in their direction, but outside of that, like, it's just our expectations. Like, we know once things go south, like there's no coming back from that. So it is quite refreshing to have a team like the Avalanche that, I mean, they're the best. They're number 1 in the league. They're playing, Minnesota's probably the second, third best team in this playoffs. They beat them in 5 games. Like, they're killing it. But it is hard to not be like, all right.
It's not even just the games themselves. It's like, Jeremiah Usu Koromora, what happened to him? And we have what happened to Nick Chubb. And we have, the non-call helmet to helmet that happens to us in the Kansas City. Like, all those things. It's like the first sign, like the game the other night, they're like, Makar's rubbing his shoulder. Oh, career's over. He's done.
Yep.
Never. It's like immediate.
Or,
meanwhile, you know what? We have Kel Makar is the best defenseman in hockey, period. We have questioned some of his defensive play, but I'm going to say something about Kel Makar. That dude is just like, I know this team needs me, and I don't care how hurt I am. I'm going to put the icy hot on it. I'm going to rub some dirt on it. I'm going to, whatever it is, and he comes back and plays. Like, dude is freaking tough and is a dog. You see like these other guys, you're like, get out there.
Yeah, I mean, he banged up his ankle. Now I guess something with his shoulder, and both times it goes to the locker room for a little bit. Who knows what he does? Icy hot, gets a shot, whatever the case may be. He's coming back.
Oh yeah,
and we need that grit.
I fully expect these playoffs to be over. They'll be like, he had a separated shoulder, and so like he's gonna have a list of injuries.
That's always how it is, and that's why I love NHL versus like NFL. Like, someone gets hurt, they're limping off the field for the Browns, and then it's like next day ACL's torn. We'll see them in 2 years. Versus Makar's been dealing with some stuff, but he's still playing, so it must not be that bad. And then like a week after they win the cup, we'll find out he doesn't even have a shoulder anymore. They amputated his foot. Like, the craziest stuff. The same thing with you hear about Miko. I think he had a torn like MCL or something like that. I think that happened in like the Olympics, and he finished the season. I know he was out a little bit, but still played in the playoffs. Like, you always see that with these guys. Like, they're just tougher in hockey.
Yeah. If I've said it once, said it a million times, like, if the Cleveland Browns win a Super Bowl, it will be my greatest day on earth, probably. But, like, the playoffs in of themselves, nothing can touch the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. And, I will say one thing that I'm going to leg up this team over years in the past. I think we've always tried to be like, I think our fan base, because now we're so used to being this, like, perennial good team, but you saw it with like your potentially and when Bruins had their run, or you saw it when like Tampa had their run. Like some of these the people that don't know hockey or don't follow hockey, they'll be like, that was dirty, that's cheap. This is playoff hockey, and there is cheap stuff. But I think the difference between this team and the 22 team is it's like Landy sees something he doesn't like, he's going to do something about it. And if that means he has to go take a penalty, he'll do it. You got Ross the boss helping Quinn Hughes up just to put him on his ass again. You got Manson freaking like, yeah, I didn't intentionally mean to butt end him, but I want to punch him. Like, this team's like, penalties aside, we're not taking shit from people. And like, we want you to know, like, we're super deep. As this game goes on, it's going to be hard for you to stick with us, and we're going to punch you in the face the entire freaking game. I feel like that's different. Instead of this, like, we're this highly skilled team that, like, people used to, like, kind of push us around a little bit, and we used to just try to get over on the skill. Now it's like I feel like we're the complete package. So pretty excited about this week. So the 20th, I guess that's Wednesday. We got Vegas. I'll say this. If I had my druthers, we would have had Anaheim. I would have rather played them. But, they dropped 2 to Utah. They dropped 2 to Anaheim. And the Pacific is hands down the shittiest division in all of the NHL. So while they are, again, their timeline is very similar to ours. With regards to winning a cup and being perennially good. They have been. I think there's some things like, can Torts get over? I think historically we own Torts coach teams, particularly Nathan McKinnon. I don't say that, like, all teams are different, but I would say he's not proven to implement a style that shuts down the Avs, whereas like a Pete DeBoer, 100%, no matter where he's been, has a style that stops our team. So there's that. They're a little older. I wouldn't say they had the greatest year. They came on towards the end. After they made the coach change, which was an odd coach change, man. They were like, I want to say they were like maybe second in the Pacific, and then they made the change to Torts, which I don't even think they fired the coach. They just kind of like put him on like a leave or something. It was weird. It's like a weird situation, but I don't know. Like, Mitch Marner, highly skilled player. Do I think? I mean, Quinn Hughes, Kirill Kaprizov, highly skilled players. Matt Boldy, highly skilled player. If he's getting the physicality of our team, does that mean Carlson? Doesn't scare me at all. Mark Stone, I will say, he's a physical good player. He's also hurt. So we'll see. He's like a guy. I'm not, Jack Eichel's another one. I would say Jack Eichel's a hell of a player. I don't know that I have confidence in big moments, but all around, they don't scare me that much. I don't think Carter Hart shouldn't even be in the NHL, so screw that guy. But
we say as Browns fans, I mean,
hey,
just say.
Here's the thing. I get it. We'll own that. We just have a bit more integrity of what we expect from our players.
Wasn't McCarr kind
fans.
of like involved in this in the same or a very similar case? I'm pretty sure he was. I'm pretty sure he was. This is like those guys from the Canada team.
Yeah,
McCarr was absolutely involved.
Canadian hockey juniors apparently need to get like chastity belts because it's a lot of sketchy behavior, it seems like, over the years. However, I'm not sold on Carter Hart. Like, I think he's okay, good goalie, but like, I don't know. He's not like somebody that I look at as this like, Vasilevsky or Shesterkin shutdown type of a goaltender. I don't like, he's whatever. I think we'll be fine. I think there's no reason we can't get past this team. I'm not expecting a sweep. On the other side of the bracket, I mean, let me get your thoughts on that too. How are you feeling about the Vegas Avs series?
Honestly, outside of like the first period or two of that last game for Vegas versus Anaheim, I really haven't been paying attention to them. I was kind of under the impression that Mitch Marner was like past his prime. I honestly have no idea how old he is, anything about him, so I could be wrong, but that's the thought I had about him. But that goal he scored was nasty, and he had a hat trick the game before or 2 games before. So we need to shut
So
him
the hat
down.
trick,
But
the hat trick in his goal is valid. The little backwards backhand that he did, I'm not even calling that nasty. Is it a cool goal? Yes.
that was
Watch
sick.
that play. It was uncontested though. Like if you literally have
He's going at the goalie. He moves like literally last second, pulls it between his legs. That's disgusting.
This is what I would say. This is what I would say. Same circumstances, totally uncontested. Avs player versus Anaheim goalie pulling off that same goal. Netjes can do that. Mac does that. I think even Val could potentially do that. Like I bet you there's 5 to 6 players on our team that pull that boom
But
off
they
uncontested.
haven't. In
Yeah,
game,
because
game speed. I'm just saying that was a sick goal.
I know,
You can't deny that.
but that's because the teams we played actually were playing defense. The Ducks played no defense in that last game, so whatever. I am hating on them because
I see that.
we need to beat them, but whatever.
Unrelated to NHL, I don't know if you saw this, and I honestly don't know what they're playing at, but Mecklin Sabrini, I guess it's at Worlds, whatever that is. Did you see he is going to keep the C? Because I guess he was wearing it at the Olympics when Crosby was out.
The Crosby's playing in that too, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's keeping the C.
That's such a weird tournament. They're having Worlds at the same time, Stanley Cup, and you got, I mean, good on the big names for showing up, but it seems odd. But I don't know, whatever. So going over to the other side, I thought Montreal would close it out last night. And I think at the end of the day, I don't know. I guess I'm changing my opinion just a little bit, but whether it's Buffalo, whether it's Montreal, I think Carolina gets past them. Although I think the Canadians were undefeated against Carolina this year. I want to see them have a loss or two, get challenged, have a physical game, get in their head. Getting Freddie Anderson's head a little bit, like there needs to be that. So I think that other side, that division, we definitely need, whether it's Buffalo or, my heart says Buffalo, my head says Montreal. That was a weird game though. I don't know if you saw that. It was 3-0. Buffalo pulled their goalie and then proceed to win like 8-3. So I don't know if it was like, it almost makes you go like, did coach really send that much of a message, or was goalie like straight up playing like dog shit? I don't know. But,
Yeah.
That was an interesting game. So we're getting down to it. We'll have the East and West Conference Finals here, and hopefully Avs can get through, and we'll see. We'll be in good shape. Moving on to NFL schedule release this week. Before I get into the Browns, I'm going to say this regarding the schedule release. The Kirk Cousin, Fernando Mendoza stepbrother stuff they did with the schedule release, while slightly cheesy, actually kind of cool, because I thought Mendoza was just going to be like the most sterile, boring, like just drop synergy 600 to 700 times every interview, be annoying. And he actually might be a fun guy, a little bit of personality.
Yeah.
So,
honestly, they're the two perfect
funny.
guys to do something like that. It was a little cheesy, but they're not actors, so we can't expect the best.
I thought it was funny. Like they're the same dude. They're like the same guy.
Honestly, people have been getting the Browns like some pretty good ratings. Honestly, thought it was kind of stupid.
I didn't even see. Is that the Street Fighter thing?
Yeah, I wasn't really into it. I mean, I guess if that's your thing, then it was probably kind of cool. But
I didn't see it.
I thought the guy like announcing it was kind of stupid. Apparently, he's like some social media person. I don't know. But I thought it was kind of silly.
So break it down. What'd they do?
They basically like turned the Browns into Street Fighter and like had them fighting them at like people resembling the teams they were playing, but they were trying to do like a throwback commercial. He's like, we got this new game. I don't know, it's just dumb. But what I did like, the Cowboys one was pretty funny. They had like the Tyler, what was the word? I don't know, like Tyler undercover, Tyler committee, I guess. I don't know. And they had like, I guess they have 3 guys named Tyler on their team. So they were like holding an undercover meeting, and then like going through the weeks and be like, okay, this week we have this guy, this is our undercover agent. It was just like some dude named Tyler, whether it was a player or a coach, who just were saying that they were like their agent infiltrating the other team. It was kind of funny. You should watch it. They had the Ravens kicker. His name's Tyler Loop. So they're like, this agent was very successful last year in his mission, and they were like, oh yeah, missing the game winning or the season like ending kick, I guess, like to go to the playoffs. He missed it. So they're like, yeah, he did a great job last year. Like, it was funny. You got to watch it. I'm not doing it justice explaining it, but I enjoyed it.
It is interesting, the social media impact on literally everything. Like, this is the NFL's version of like the gender reveal or the prom proposal or what. Like, this never used to be. It's just like, oh, the schedule's out. Sweet. Now we got like high production quality going into this.
The NFL was like, we're not putting any constraints, like go crazy. They wanted some beef going. Typically, I think the Chargers are known to bring things to light that are a little like this year. Everyone's like, oh, I can't wait to see what they say about Vrabel. Because I'm trying to think of what they did in the past. Something in the past, they typically are the ones that, like, if it's a little like, is anybody gonna say anything? They're usually the ones that say it. And theirs was like Halo themed, like I don't know if you know Halo the game, sure. An old head, but theirs was Halo themed. And for the Patriots, they had like next photo dump, dropping something along those lines, like, because these pictures keep coming out about Vrabel and Rossini, whatever her name is. So I thought they were gonna go a little crazier. And then they had like, they're playing the Broncos, and they had like the Broncos Halo guy, his like ankle exploded because Bo Nix broke his ankle in the playoffs.
Oh God.
So that one was fine. I didn't really watch too many of them. Trying to think.
Well, obviously I missed the boat because I saw one, but
you got to watch the Cowboys one. I thought it was funny.
I'll check it out. Well, let's get in there. Not too much Browns talk as far as signings, practices, whatever. We'll be into some off-season full team workouts here in another week or two, I believe. I will mention, this was amusing to me this week, man. They're like, any opportunity. So it is, and this isn't saying Shadur's a guy. It is saying like the stuff I've heard with Talon, they're like so much upside talent, like this and that. Like the dude came out so like no one talked much about him. We picked him up in like the 6th round. Now everybody's hyped. Meanwhile, Shadur falls, and it's like I don't know. It just still amuses me. I will say this: Dion's not doing Shadur any favors with these requests to want to talk to Monken about how to get like. I know he's saying this is as a coach and not as a dad, but it still just sort of keeps that narrative of like,
I agree.
He's an adult. He sort of needs to just stop it because none of that has helped him, whether you agree, whether it's right, whether it's wrong. I think Shadur's done an amazing job trying to handle himself the right way. Let him do that.
I agree. But I do think like it's not uncommon for college coaches to speak to the NFL coach. And speaking to him as a coach, I saw something like he was basically just like, I know the kind of things that like get Shadur going. Like, here's some advice just for like from a coach's aspect. But I do know like, obviously it's not a good look, and it hasn't been a good look. Like obviously being Dion's son, there's things that come with that, and he's been getting crap for it since the beginning.
I'm not saying he's wrong, that's wrong, and he doesn't know how to get the best out of him. It's just it's perpetuating, whether it's right or wrong, it's a thing that's been unfortunately used against him. So I don't know that the good outweighs the bad. And honestly, I'll speak to this firsthand. Being that I coached you your entire life, and I feel like I knew how to handle you in different situations and this and that. At no point am I reaching out to your college coach going, hey, here's what you need to do. No, it's called you're an adult. People need to learn how to take advice and coaching from other people. You also need to recognize your place. Like your coaches are in a place for the reason. My time has passed. I've handed on, and now it's that person's turn to get the most. And quite honestly, I think at a high level, there's something to know about pushing people's buttons, but there's also something to know, like, if you're an athlete as you progress on and you really need to have like all these different insight to be able to push the right buttons to get the best out of you, then maybe potentially you're not all it's cracked up to be type of a thing. You know what I mean? And I would guess, I think people, anytime you switch coaches, there's going to be a little bit of teething pains and such, but I think good coaches get the best out of their players. And I think that you're a great example of, I think that happened, but you just got to kind of sometimes step back. And I think for Dion, it is a weird dynamic, because how many guys play in college football and then literally turn around and like their dad was their coach, and then like that's just a weird, it's an unusual situation that's already been sort of used against them. I just sort of think that maybe it's time to, if you can offer that. I think it would be fine for him to like offer something like that behind closed doors to Monken, for it to be broadcast, communicated out loud. It's just sort of continuing to perpetuate an unfair narrative that is not doing either of them any good. So I'll leave it at that. But anyway, did want to get into the schedule a little bit. So we're going to go through this. I'm going to tell you right now, I looked at this schedule. Cleveland Browns out to midnight, 1 a.m, having beers, literally rolling out of bed on a Sunday morning. That's 10-win schedule. We have 10 wins just for putting shoes on.
Our schedule is we have the weakest schedule in the NFL, based on last year. So do you want to go through and say what will be wins and losses? Do you want to do our own? Do you want to do it together?
Let's just go one by one, and you and I just sort of see if we can come to some agreement. But I also, as we go through this, the what do you call it? Browns Super Bowl 27 chat was a buzz with where will the fellas trip be this year. So let's circle some games for their location fun factor. See what happens. Now, so game 1 right out of the bat at Jags. I think that's a win. It is on the road. I think you're going to get our best foot forward. It is the Jags, who had a good year last year. The last 2 years were on the up, but I think that's a win. I'm calling it a win. And so we'll go back to it. And then Bucks, I think that's a toss-up game. And that's away, both of those. Here's my boys trip take. Both of those, sunny Florida, would be amazing opportunities for a boys trip meetup. However, I think the Bucks might be Notre Dame Rice weekend that we're going. So we may have to toss that out. Here's why. In Florida, it's a good, easy trip for Dave and our boy Egg. The weather's warm, so Egg will be painted orange and brown and shirtless literally for 2 weeks straight for both of those games. I'm circling those. So what do you got?
So I want to say we could beat Jacksonville week 1. They did make the playoffs last year. And it's in Jacksonville. While you said it is sunny Florida, it's going to be a nice experience from a fan aspect. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hotter than in Cleveland. So I don't know if playing wise is going to be ideal or viewing experience. But I don't know. Comparing it to the Browns in the past, they're never ready to go week 1. There's always some shenanigans. And those, in my recent memory, are Stefanski-led teams. So maybe they're going to have some better, chemistry and discipline coming out the gate. I hope so. But I feel like they're coming back to Cleveland 0-2, unfortunately. Think about last year. They played in Cleveland versus the Bengals. Should have won that game. But Andre Schmidt took a shit. What else?
True.
Like, I can't remember a time. It's probably more recent than I think. It's just not coming to mind, but I can't remember a time when they won week 1.
So you go.
So I'm going to say I think I'm going to go 0-2 on those.
All right. Well, I'm going 1-1, and you just talked me into something different. So we dropped game 1, Jags. Baker likes a lot of bravado, pumping his chest. he's a punk, whatever. He thinks, oh, I'm going to get revenge on the Browns. You've moved on, whatever, with your career. Here's the thing. You like to throw interceptions and you like to run around in the pocket. You're going to get destroyed by the defensive front line of the Browns, and we have some ball hawks on defense, so I'm calling that a win. I'm thinking
Honestly,
the 1-1 split.
that is a good call. The most recent week 1 win I could think of, I'm pretty sure it was week 1 versus Baker in Carolina. We did win that with Cade York kicking the 61 or 2-yard field goal for the win.
His omen to greatness that turned into the worst.
Yeah. So I don't remember if they've won a week 1 since then, but honestly, I really don't see them winning either of those games. I think, like, non-biased, they're going to be 0-2. As a Browns fan, I would like to see them win the Jacksonville game and be 1-1, but no bias, 0-2. Realistic here.
All right, so we're going to go through the next 3 pretty quick. We got 2 back-to-back at home. Panthers, dub in my book. Here's Thursday night football. I'm going to call that an L because it's at home. I don't think the Steelers are anything, but it's on Thursday night football. It will be a test to say, is Monken a different guy, or does he get people hyped and ready to play? Potentially on the short week.
Did you see
on prime time.
A-Rod signed yesterday, so he will be with them.
Oh, did he? Whatever. That dude can barely walk.
Honestly, for those 2 games, Carolina did make the playoffs as well last year, but they were 8-9 in the playoffs. So I see us hopefully winning Carolina, and I've got us beating the Steelers. We always split the Steelers and the Ravens, so I'm probably going to take both of those wins at home.
So you and I are both 2-2 in a different route at this point. All right.
Yeah.
Next 2 games. Jets away. That's a
win.
dub. That's a dub. Ravens home. I think that's a dub. I think there's so much change and turmoil going on, and Monken's going to have that one circled on the calendar. So I got us 4-2 through the first stanza of this schedule.
Yep.
Then we come back, next 2 games. I got win at
Tennessee
Titans.
Is a dub. Yep. And then I got a loss in Pittsburgh.
So I had win because I think we win the away game and lose the home primetime game, but
you just said we were going to win it. Didn't you? Or no?
No.
I see. I got them losing. I got them losing to the Steelers, so we're both at 5-3. I got them losing Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, and Steelers away.
Saints.
That's a W. 6-3.
6-3. Okay. Texans. I think Texans home. Depends on what we have out of from a quarterback situation in Houston, in my book.
I agree.
They're going to have a solid defense.
Inconsistent.
But so are we. That's a toss-up.
I agree. I do think that's a toss-up, but that just feels like a loss.
But then we go into the bye week. I say we come out of the bye week at home and absolutely murder the Raiders.
I think
at home.
I agree. I think we go into the bye 6-4. And then I think we take the next 4 games. Maybe I'm saying we beat the Raiders. I think we beat the Bengals, and I think we beat the Falcons.
So right now through 12 games, let me just sort of circle what I would say. Both the Florida games, if it doesn't interfere with Rice and Notre Dame, I could be interested in one of those. The next set, Nashville against Titans, I could be into. I could also be into going to New Orleans. New Orleans could be fun. That could be fun. I could be into that one. And quite honestly, that would be an easy fight for the fellas. I can't imagine that's far at all. So this just to show my hand going into these last 6 games. Bengals twice, 2 wins. We own them.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm calling both. I don't think the Bengals are going to be good. So Bengals, Browns at home, that's an easy dub. Last game of the year against the Bengals, they all have nothing to play for. Joe Burrows will be on like his 14th shoulder, ankle, and concussion injury and won't be playing. That's a dub.
Yep, I agree.
Here's another dub. So second one. So week 14, Falcons.
That's circled on
Kevin
the calendar
Stefanski circled on his calendar. He's going to show us what's up. And ever in the history of showing anybody what's up, as Kevin Stefanski showed anybody what's up, simply off of they could be undefeated at that point. They're losing that game at home. Falcons don't win that game.
I agree.
Giants away. I think feels like it could be a loss, but I think it
agree.
depends
I
on
think
the health of the team at that point in the year.
at this point, I'm really not uber afraid of Jackson Dart. Their defense, I think, is pretty solid. But yeah, I'm thinking that feels like a loss. I also got them losing to the Ravens the following week.
So this is where I'm going to go with this. I think if things start to go south for the Ravens, they're going to go way south. And I think far as the Browns are concerned, if we're having the record through the Falcons game that we think, we've just prognosticated, which I would be like doing cartwheels over. I think we drop a stinker in the Giants, and then I think it lights a fire under our ass, and we run off Ravens, Colts, Bengals to close the season. For our first AFC North championship, basically since we've come back.
Okay, after the Falcons game, I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins. I got them. Probably Giants feels like a loss, and Ravens are going to be a loss, I think. The Colts, I think, are a solid team if they get back to where they were last year. But if they have the fall off that they had last year, that could be a win. At home, late in the season, whatever. We'll go win in Cincinnati. I don't know. Colts could go either way. So I say they got 10, 11 wins on this.
I also don't particularly foresee anything that I want to go to boys trip wise in that last 6 games. The second thing, like, I don't really care about the Bengals game. Falcons are at home. I mean, I could always be up for a home game, but if we're traveling, no interest in going to Baltimore. And I honestly don't have any interest in going to New York either.
If we were going to a home game, I would like to go to Atlanta. Just Stefanski's return. That would be a fun one to be at.
That would be a fun one. But I would say, honestly, outside of just because the Florida games are easy, it would be cool. Tampa Stadium looks kind of cool, but again, I don't know if that works.
If we were going to go to Florida, I think I would rather go to Tampa.
If I'm being honest, though, I think Nashville and New Orleans could be a lot of fun.
I agree.
I could be into both of those games. So I will say this, and there are some ifs, but they're not far-fetched. If we get good quarterback play, which is predicated on them we're going to have turnovers, but not being careless with the ball, an upgrade over our offensive weapons, a healthy Judkins. I think even if it's Judkins, Samkins, Sanders, that is I feel great if we have a healthy trio back there. I think if the receiving core and receivers can get up to speed, sprinkled in with some veteran depth, Bond has a little bit more of a breakout year. Our second, third blocking, and we have another option, 2 tight end set. We find a guy there with Fannin. So again, it is a lot of ifs, but we have added those pieces, and the offensive line, it is significantly upgraded, but those guys come out and stay healthy for the year. This is I see 10 easy wins with our ceiling is 12. And a realistic
floor
stretch
is
of
probably
11. I say 11. Yeah, let's go worst case. Let me just last thing through the schedule. Let's go worst case scenario. Let's say we drop. I would say worst case scenario, I see 2 wins in the first 6 games. See 3 wins in the second 6. We're at 5 wins, and I see at least 2 in the last 6. I think 7's the low, 10 is that's AI predicted all day long, and I say 12 is not unrealistic. But again, it's just going to think, like if you go into those last 6 games, that schedule, those last 6 games, Bengals are not good. Falcons are not good. The Giants, we don't know yet, but they're young. The Ravens, potentially not good. The Colts could be good. So you're looking maybe like 4 to 5 very winnable games. If we're healthy and guys our weapons are producing, like this could be a big year for us. And I'll tell you, I think the AFC is sort of wide open this year. I mean, right now, like, do we have Josh Allen? No. I think we have more receiver options than they do. I'm not going to say that their offensive line's any better, and our defense is better than Buffalo. You don't know what you have out of Kansas City.
They don't have Mahomes.
Because of Mahomes for a while. And quite honestly, I mean, are the Broncos historically good on the back-to-back? No, and they got a quarterback coming off an injury as well. So
didn't they back-to-back the fumble on the drive?
How dare you?
I mean, I'm just saying.
New Browns era.
I mean, after 2016 they win. They had a pretty not good stretch there between Brock Osweiler, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch,
Yeah.
Drew Lock. They had some pretty bad quarterbacks.
Well,
Joe Flacco came in, took a dump for a little bit.
yeah, that's true. Well, we know who we're playing. We know who we've drafted. We've got most of our free agents signed, and I'm kind of excited. So now it's time to start, getting to practice. I think we've all wrapped our head around we like Todd Monken. So, it's exciting times. This is our time of year to overreact and get excited about this team. So I have a few other things kind of quickly I wanted to get through today. MLB wise, the guard's still in first place. I know you caught a game yesterday. I caught a Rockies Diamondback game yesterday. Fun atmosphere. Rockies won. They're not the worst team in the league. They're not wonderful, but they look good yesterday. Fun game. I tell you what, I really love 1 o'clock Saturday. 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, whether it's baseball or it's hockey, is premier. People talk about prime time. 2 o'clock on a Saturday, if you're attending in person, is about the best time you could go. Yesterday, it was low 70s. There was shade. It was probably the nicest weather you could go to a baseball game and not completely sweat your ass off. So it was a good time was had by all. They knocked 4 runs in. We stayed the whole time. We hit up the Coors Light porch for some $3 beers. Got a couple Rocky Dogs. Those things were frickin' bussin', so that was sweet. But how was the old Guards experience yesterday?
It was great. They ended up getting the W as well, playing the Reds.
Nice.
It was raining. The game was at 6:10. It was raining during the day, but it actually turned out to be a nice day for the game. We had $2 beers before first pitch. We got there right at the beginning. Also got a bobblehead. The bobblehead is actually kind of sick. I don't have it out of the box, but it's from 2016.
Well, that's
I think
cool.
it's pronounced Rajay Davis. So it is pretty cool. Yeah, got bobbleheads. Had about 7 beers myself. A hot dog, a normal hot dog. We had to try the slider dog. That's the dog with the hot dog, mac and cheese, bacon, and Fruit Loops.
How was it?
It was good. Like, I wasn't mad at it at all. Only $11 too, so I was quite surprised. The thing is, the hot dog was overpowering. There was definitely mac and cheese and Fruit Loops there, but really all I could taste was hot dog. But I would probably try it again. Also got some nachos. Those were fire. Got to see Travis Bazzana and Chase DeLauder, so that was cool as well.
Anything notable? Any good hits or anything?
Angel Martinez went yard. I think that was our only home run. I don't know. I'm gonna be straight up. I was half paying attention. So,
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes at the game. So it was
Yeah.
good. There's some, baseball's fun. Baseball's fun because, like, I feel like less hockey, mostly because we root for one of the greatest franchises ever. But Browns games is just like, there's not a
you're
lot of
just so
moments.
anxious the whole
You're on
time.
the edge of your seat. It's like, don't look at me, don't talk to me. Anybody like doesn't want to let me up to go take a leak or is for the other team, I'm trying to fight. I'm just all
bro.
amped up. Baseball games is chill. I'm having a conversation with a dude about like how many years until AI takes over lawn mowing duties and grooming of the infield. That was entertaining. I got to sit next to Adam Sandler wannabe. That was entertaining for a little bit. And then we had it was also a promo for us yesterday, Hunter Goodman t-shirt giveaway. His shirt was kind of cool. It's like that old school like 90s sort of like kind of a caricature looking thing. Was cool. But it was amusing. There was a bachelor party. Looked like they started off at the game and they all had like t-shirts with a picture of the dude on them. So it was funny. People were like going to his like boys in his group and being like, "Oh, congratulations." They're like, "Oh, he's not getting married. He's actually dying."
What?
It was funny. They were just messing with people, so it was good. Good time had by all.
Yeah, when we came into the stadium, we went straight to the standing room in the right field, because that's where the $2 beers were at. We were just hanging out there. There was some guys in front of us. They brought a cooler, and we're just buying as many $2 beers as they could and throwing them in there. But we had this dude in front of us, like directly in front of us. We nicknamed him Wally because bro was obsessed with just like taking everybody's empty cans and smashing it with his foot. So like that was clearly bro's highlight of his life. He was quite the
Wally.
interesting fella. He had a quarter zip on with the wife beater underneath, zipped down, so he had like that nice low wife beater cut you could see. But then the quarter zip was like kind of rolled up like above his stomach. It was bizarre, very bizarre. But yeah, Wally was
awesome.
chill.
That is awesome. Well, yeah, it was a good time, but like I said, Guardians in first place, so good to them. So Cavs today?
Game 7 tonight, 8 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock your time. This is going to be a big fat L. They are done. That Game 6 in Cleveland
what if?
was pathetic. I'm rooting for them. I want them to win, but there's no chance. They come out, they make an amazing comeback in Game 5. They get the W in Detroit. He's making the switch.
Switching it up, getting the Cavs
making the switch out of the bullpen.
Yep.
But they make that big comeback in Game 5, and then they come to Cleveland with momentum, and they got straight hooped. Like, they got out-physicaled. They couldn't make a shot. Donovan Mitchell is nowhere to be found. James Harden.
They retired.
James Harden does not take a real shot. Every shot, it's like one of these trying to get a foul, and then bro gets knocked down. He's just chilling on the ground, like sitting crisscross applesauce, not getting up. I'm like, bro. We're still playing a game. Evan Mobley is terrible. They can't get any offensive rebounds. No offensive rebounds. The Pistons could brick 14 shots in a row. We're not getting that rebound.
If they pull it off though,
it would be sick. I'm rooting for them. The East is wide open. They're gonna play the Knicks, which could be tough. And then if they make it through that, they're gonna get smoked by the Thunder. So it doesn't really matter. But if I see Evan Mobley shoot another 3, I swear I'm driving to Detroit. He makes me so angry. So angry.
Well, good luck to the Cavs.
I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him, but I do not see a world where this happens.
So, not to digress, back to baseball. It's not really baseball, but we've had conversations on this show ranking jerseys through multiple sports. We've had conversations on this show about, basically, everything aesthetic with regards to gear, swag, the whole bit. You might have been last show about this whole conversation about should a city have a set color scheme for all their sports franchises, to which I said no. But I do want to talk about like underrated cities for their sports team swag. So maybe not across the board. And this whole came to be because we played the Arizona Diamondbacks. The A is sick, but I will say this. That's my team. So Phoenix, Scottsdale, Glendale, Arizona kind of area. ASU, all of their gear for all of their teams. The color scheme, the carbon fiber stuff they do, the hockey, the football, awesome. It is awesome. Before they lost the Arizona Coyotes, I think the Coyote, I don't even remember what you call that. I think
the Kachina jersey. Those are sick.
That's probably not to upset. So I'll just, even though I would still put it there, I'll throw the original 6 out. I think it's a top 2 NHL jersey all time. It's insanely sick. It's so cool. The Diamondback stuff, the stuff with like the Diamondback snakehead.
The purple Diamondback stuff is sick.
It's so cool. The Sun stuff, I think, is cool over the years. So cool. The only one that's bad are the Cardinals.
Sweet. I honestly
Cardinals
don't
are boring.
hate the Cardinal stuff.
It's clean and it's whatever, but it's like it's basically
the rest of the teams in Arizona are outdoing themselves. So, but honestly, like the Cardinals have a fairly solid setup. I like it. Their helmets are cool. I think they're a little bland, but they have those ones.
They do the carbon fiber one, don't they?
What's it called? They do like their rivalry jersey, which are kind of sick. Overall,
the maroon's fine. I just
good.
think it gets plain. But I would say, so I'm putting them out there. Arizona, seriously underrated jersey uniform city
State.
for their sport franchise. Like, pretty awesome. When I say Arizona, it's because they like to use Arizona Cardinals, and it's Phoenix, people. It's the Phoenix area teams are pretty sick. I think they're awesome. Did you have somebody that comes to mind? You got one out of left field, just is like all around, has pretty sick stuff.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. Tampa Bay, I don't really love the Lightning stuff, but the Rays stuff is sick. The Buccaneers stuff is sick.
I'll say if you want to go smaller city that doesn't have as many pro franchises, St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Blues stuff is pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's a solid one. I think Seattle potentially, the Mariners stuff over the
Seattle.
years have been cool. The Seahawks stuff is pretty cool. The Kraken stuff is pretty cool. Their logo is great. They did it right. But, a team that they should bring back the NBA, the Seattle Supersonic stuff was awesome.
That was fire. That was
fire. So good. Yeah. So anyway, I won't spend too much time in there, but I figured Arizona needed to get some props because whoever's in charge of marketing on there, y'all doing a nice job. It's pretty good. Yeah. That also brought me to another thought that I had as I was at the stadium going through the team shop looking at hats. I don't even know how to have this discussion, but look at. I feel like occasionally I'll see a dude, maybe even not somebody I necessarily know. I don't know you personally, but I see you saying, and it's literally the same baseball hat every time. No guy has just one baseball hat, right? I would venture to guess that if you pulled the entire United States and did average amount of baseball hats per person, I would say you're somewhere into the 10 to 20 range easily. So you may have some no cap guys and you may have some 5 cap guys. You also probably have some 150 cap guys. So, which I would say, and I've been doing this lately. I'm one, I don't know how you are. Now I get a new hat and I will just wear that sucker out till I find another new hat. I used to. Now I've tried to purchase things where I have my 5 million hats out, and I try to regularly just grab a different hat just because I'm trying to wear all of these hats because I do like them all, but
I'm really
just
trying to make a conscious effort to match my outfits with the hat. So today, I feel like this hat matches pretty good.
What is that hat?
It's just a Bass Pro hat.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to, that's how I kind of spread out the love a little bit. But it's hard for me because that Jayhawks hat you got me and the USA Hockey one and my Avs one, those are all same colors. And if I'm gonna go with the color, or go with any of those, I'll go with the Avs. So the other ones don't get as much love. Same with my Padres hat. That one's sick, but I kind of have to find something brown that's not Browns, because if it is, then I'll just wear my Browns hat to match.
You could, but you could go with white or black or gray with that. I think
something I'm missing. I need a good green hat. I think I don't have anything good green, and anything. My green hat right now has become my Ghost Pirates hat, even though there's not that much green on it.
Yeah, but the green with the black, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think yeah, definitely. But I mean, Avs make sense now, but then out of season, you can start rotating the others in. But I'm trying to do a better job. But I thought that was interesting because, here would be my pushback, that's a good one, and be your ladies are how many hats do you need? How many sandals do we need?
Mm-hmm.
How many pairs of sandals do we need? I'm just saying. Our baseball hats are your footwear, right?
I guess.
Anyway. Yeah. So I had to bring it up. Don't get too much else. The other thing is, and we've talked about this so many times, last week, just, out of the blue, didn't feel like cooking. Snagged the 12-pack of Taco Bell crunchy tacos. So amazing. We're not going to go rehash. We've already put in the upper pantheon of fast food. Taco Bell and McDonald's live forever. But I would say in a pinch, in a crunch, you can only eat one thing the rest of your life. You're stranded on an island. You're craving. Taco Bell Crunchy Taco, McDonald's Cheeseburger are genius in their simplicity. Thoughts?
I agree. It doesn't really get much better than that. I think that Taco Bell has so many different things that the crunchy taco definitely gets lost in the sauce a little bit, but then you always come back to it and you're like, why did I get away from these? Like there are interesting different things that they have, but like crunchy tacos OG.
I mean, it's a good problem to have.
It definitely
I
is.
mean, it's just like there's just so much on your menu. But I mean, the same thing with like McDonald's. You got your quarter pounders, Big Macs, the chicken nuggets are good if you have a hankering, the spicy McChickens. But man, just a cheeseburger, just a good cheeseburger. That's up there with Wagyu.
Mm-hmm.
Wagyu, whatever it is. Taco Bell, taco. There's nothing comes out of Gordon Ramsay's kitchen that can compare to just a simple, crunchy Taco Bell taco. So, all right. I just had to make sure. It's been a minute since we've given them some love. So brings me next. Well, real quick before we get into it, Final X matchups have all been set. I don't pretend to know the whole schedule, but Jax redeemed himself against Davino. Teched him. He will have Marcus Blaze. That'll be a fun one. Bo Bassett will have, I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say he's from Iowa. However, potential high school teammates could be World Senior teammates. Machiavelli. Did you see the thing with Mike Machiavelli and Trent Hidley? They have to push their Final X best of 3 back because the week it was set is Hidley's wedding, and neither of them can make it because Mike's in Hidley's wedding. So like,
that's funny.
It's awesome though. Like,
yeah,
I mean, more to say, Mike is a good guy. Mason Paris will be wrestling Wyatt. So those are kind of the big ones. Spencer Lee will have Luke Lindahl. So not all the matchups, but that's coming up. But getting into it, banger of the week. I got a good one this week. And I heard it yesterday and I remembered like, this was my go-to, like fall of 92 during football season. Like listen to this a lot. Listen to it when I would run as I was kind of getting ready for wrestling and stuff. That 93 season. So we're like literally talking, this song is 34 years old, which made me angry. However, it was like, this is one of the greatest, like, I don't care what kind of music you like. It's one of the greatest songs I think ever written. You can find it online, the isolated vocal tracks from Lane Staley, Wood by Alice in Chains. It's one of the greatest songs ever written, recorded. It gets me freaking fired up. It's so good. Do you know the song?
I do. It is in my rotation and it is fire. I 100% agree with you.
It's just that's my banger of the week. It could be anybody's banger of the year, but I mean, Alice in Chains. It's like I go through these things, and it's like I'll go back to listening to them and just seeing like they were a popular band. They did get it, but you always hear the Pearl Jams and the Nirvanas and the whatever. Alice in Chains is just like hands down one of the greatest bands, and it's not even close, of the 90s. They were so good. Like the songwriting is amazing. You really hear what's behind the lyrics. Like they're meaningful. The music is amazing. Again, Lane Staley vocally one of the greatest frontmen ever. It's just like that song is so badass. But 34 years old. It's insane. And I would imagine you could play that for some people, your late teens, early 20s, and be like, this song, never heard it, and be like, this song's great. Where is this? You can be like, yeah, that song's 34 years old. They'd be like, no chance. That's just insane to me. So holds up and it's great. How about you? You got anything?
Yep, I got something. Friday, Drake dropped 3 albums. Absolute bananas. Everybody thought it was just one.
I saw your post.
I don't even get it.
You cuddled up on the bed. Listen,
I was kicking my feet. But I'm going. I honestly am still trying to make my way through all of them. And then I need to listen to them again to actually narrow down which ones I like. But I am messing with Shebang from the Iceman album.
Well, you're nothing if not consistent. I know you've been a big Drake guy, at least going back to that I can verify like 2019-ish, maybe older, but yeah, Nate's always been big Drake guy. So so anyway, I had one thing. It's I'm gonna get on my I'll try to get prophetic or get on my soapbox or whatever the right term for this little it's not a rant, it's just some advice. It's graduation season, right? I'm getting old, kind of getting like nostalgic of my old years. About to be 52. It's my anniversary today. Me and Beans, 29 years. Congrats to Beans, love you. Congrats to Beans. Congrats to me as well. To be like, I don't want that to come off like congratulations to you, Beans, for being married to me for 20. No, congrats to us, crazy kids of 29 years today.
right.
So that was pretty sweet. So. Nate loves that. But anyway, as I'm getting older, graduation season. Listen, guys, I truly mean this. This is like the best times of everybody's lives. You can truly go do any single thing you want to do. You can go visit anywhere. You can have whatever you want. You can be anybody you want. And I firmly believe that. Make a plan. It's never been easier. Go on the internet, make your plans, do your research, and go do it. Don't just get complacent to be like, oh, I'm just going to go do over here because it's easy or you think you can't do it. Going and making moves, doing things, and having a pretty awesome life is as simple as just having some balls and then freaking doing it. It isn't that freaking complicated to do. I know people go, that's easier said than done. Not really. I know people my entire life of all ends of the spectrum, from finance, age, it doesn't matter. Make a plan, know what you want to do, go and do it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. Don't let him tell you no. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say that kind of stuff to you, but it truly is true. If you know people that have taken it, sometimes you just got to take a chance. And what people, and it's not called being irrational or irresponsible. It's like you take calculated chances in your life. And I tell you what, they work out more often than they don't. And you'll find that it is way rewarding than just sitting around and like letting life happen to you. So that's my old man Jenkins 2 cents of the week. Nader, what else you got?
I like it.
Sweet. So, again, looking for anybody who's looking to advertise for their businesses anywhere. We broadcast everywhere around the world, but, particularly in the Colorado or the Ohio area, you want to hit us up. You want us to shout out your business. You heard from Buckmaster Painting Company at the beginning of this, so go check those guys out online. And, hit us up on Flagrant Foul with RichAndNate.com if you're interested in getting your advertisement on the show. Nader, anything else?
Next week, we should be doing an in-person episode, yeah?
In person, Memorial Weekend. We'll be together in studio. Hopefully we can get our technology right. We always struggle. I think we figured it out this time, but Nate will be soon working on his new Flagrant Foul Studios East, I think, right? I got some big plans that direction, so
yep,
it will be good. But so hopefully next time we hit you up, we'll have a 2-0 series lead from the Avs. We'll be talking about the Cavs and the moving on from the Pistons. And I'm sure there'll be some other crazy stuff to talk about. So till then, Nate, got anything? Peace out. Stay classy, Cleveland.
Come back, beat kicks in crowd noise, whistle blows.